So one of you will be taking home this beauty. And this one is valued at $33. They are all enhanced. That means we have opened up their energy channel. And this is a permanent, unlike when crystals are charged, and it is a temporary change in the crystal. When we enhance a crystal, this is my son's special gift. We call in angels and guides and elementals, and they work with us to open the crystals permanently. We then will align it to your energy matrix, so it will fit you smoothly and kindly and be yours. You have our information. At any time, if you decide that it's time for this crystal to go help somebody else, we will change that alignment for free. All you have to do is give us a call and say, hey, remember that tangerine selenite heart that I won at your raffle? It's time for it to go visit my friend. Can you align it to so-and-so? And as long as we have a name, we are able to do that. So I'm going to go ahead, and while they continue on, I'm going to go ahead and get started. You are here, all of you that are here today have already begun your journey to connect with your angels and guides. My name is Deirdre Selby-Gius, and I'm the founder of Crystal Enhancements. This is an act of love that uses crystals, spiritual connection, and healing techniques to help people recognize their purpose, acknowledge their gifts, to become their best selves. Welcome to learning to access and trust your connection with your divine self. I like divine self better than higher self. You know, when we talk about our higher self, we're talking about something that's over us. It has sovereignty. Your divine self is a piece of you. It's connected to you. It doesn't have sovereignty over you. It is simply a piece of you. You choose the language that feels the best and works the best for you. You will hear me using divine self, because for me, that is the one that brings out the goosebumps. And when my angels and guides are talking to me, one of their ways of letting me know that I am on track is I break out in goosebumps. So that is my choice. So you're here because you've already begun your journey. You're figuring out how to connect, and usually the hardest part in connection is learning how to trust that connection. Most likely, you would like to see more ease and grace on that journey, and a little less struggle. How does this connection affect your ability to feel and process energy? What can you use for support? Are you currently using mentors? Do you use plant medicine? Are you using crystals like I do? And I'm going to tell you, this talk is not for everyone. It's for those who want to stop the pain, for those who are really done living their life in pain, are done feeling lost, and who want to feel that there is a purpose and a reason for their existence. You want to live your soul's purpose, and you know that it's possible. You are coachable and teachable, and you're willing to take action, and you do struggle occasionally with connection and trust. And sometimes You feel like you're all alone in that. So I promise to you, I will show you how I and my clients connect to our divine self, to our angels, to our guides, and to Source. I'm not going to pressure you. I'm not here to try to convert every one of you into my client. Those of you that are perfect and where I am the perfect one for you, I'm not going to have to pressure you. And I'm here to show you how you can use crystals for your support. There's a simple progression of strategies that you can use to help you. Ditch anxiety, overwhelm, and depression that sometimes hits us on this journey. Gain clarity, access your spirituality with ease and grace, and add some comfort to your mind and your life. So let's tap in, tune in, and turn on to our true life vision. And you know, the reason I can share this with you is I have been there through pretty much all of it. As I said, I'm Deirdre Selby-Gius. I am the founder of Crystal Enhancements. I'm a wife. I'm a mother. Today, I'm an entrepreneur. 3 years ago, I was still a public school teacher. I'm a spiritual and crystal alchemist. I've been in the spiritual healing space for like 20 years. At this point, I got into it because I have a remarkable son. The doctors labeled him autistic, Asperger's syndrome. And their recommendation was I put him on medication. When I figured out that all these friends that he was playing with, they weren't imaginary things that he was making up. He didn't have a veil. He was playing with kids on the other side. He didn't know we couldn't see them. So my answer was to start getting him into spiritual training. And you can't go drop off a 9-year-old autistic kid with a spiritual teacher and leave. You know, if mom wants to do that, mom has to enroll as well. And I'm on my journey. So here I am before you today, having taken a real roller coaster of a journey. At the beginning, I was absolutely convinced that I was there for one purpose and one purpose only. My son was the star. I was his support system. I just had to learn enough to give him guidance to help him along the way. And then I reached that teacher who looked at me and said, "Mom, what about your gifts? What about you?" And the rest is history. I do have gifts, and they are mine. The fact that at 12 years old, I had a really horrific spiritual experience, and I shut them down, didn't mean that I couldn't refine them. That's a whole nother story. We're not going to go there today, otherwise I won't get out of here, and I won't give you what you need in this hour. So I want to ask you, have you guys ever heard of being an empath? How many have heard of what it is to be an empath? Okay, I'm going to talk to you a little bit about what it means to be an empath. To be an empath is to feel other people's stuff. When you walk into a room, all of a sudden, your mood changes. You know, you were happy and feeling really good, and you walk into a room and all of a sudden, sudden nobody says anything, nobody does anything, but all of a sudden your mood has gone like this. And you don't feel good anymore. Now you're feeling like caca. It's like somebody turned off the light and you don't know why. If this has ever happened to you, you have empathic abilities. You are able to sense another. I had one client call me, and we're talking on the phone, and she's telling me stuff. And after a little bit, I asked her, I said, how does your stomach feel? And she said, when I called you, I felt fine, but now it hurts like heck. And I said, okay. Mary, that's not her name. Mary, you are an empath. You are feeling my stuff. And she said, oh my God, that explains so much. Because I was sitting there with a really upset tummy. Happy to be talking to her because she's someone I care about. But I had been trying to get this through to her for a while. And not everybody is physically empathic, but some people are. And I knew this lady happened to be. And here she is, all of a sudden, able to understand what's going on with her. So one of the things we'll be doing a little bit later is learning some techniques that you can use to help create a shield. There are things that you can buy. There are crystals that'll help, that will create a psychic shield for you. But there are also things you can do that don't cost you anything. And we will be going through an exercise to help you with that. Did you know that there are stages to your awakening? That pretty much everybody goes through the same things. And we're going to touch on those. So in stage 1 of your spiritual awakening, we're pretty much unaware of our connections. But we do suddenly realize that everything that worked for us before, it doesn't work anymore. We used to be confident and sure of our direction in life. And now, we know it's not right. And where we felt good, now we're hurting. These friends that we've had for years and years and years, now we have nothing to talk about. We don't know where we're supposed to be going. We have no clue. We don't have angels and guides to talk to. But we do know what we are doing isn't working. Have any of you been there? If you have, I see nods. Yes. So we move into stage 2. Here we still don't have any connection, but now all of a sudden we're aware of everything that's wrong in the world. It's really hard to be positive about anything. It's like everything in our world is wrong. We see the hurt and the pain everywhere. It's like we can't get it off our back. We're in pain everywhere we look. It is really, really tough to navigate. It just hurts. It's like we've been sucker punched. Why are people this way? Why is mankind so horrible? Occasionally, a message will come in, but we're going to just simply pass it off as imaginings or leftovers from our dreams. We're not going to give it credit. So we go into stage 3. And here we start to go, I know there is a reason that I'm here. I know it. I don't have a clue what it is, but I know there's a reason. And I know that there is a meaning and a purpose to my life. And you're going to start asking question after question after question. And you're going to start looking for ways to relieve the pain that you were in. You know that there's got to be ways. You start to look for, why did I come to Earth now? And you start asking that question. Like, you're aware, you chose to come to Earth now. It's no longer this happened to you. You're moving out of that victim way of thinking. And into, I chose this. Why did I do it? So, and as you think this way, you know that there's something you're supposed to be doing. And as you move toward that something you're supposed to be doing, you look at your life and nothing works. And you're going, I have to rearrange my life. There's all these pieces. This piece and this piece and this piece and this piece and this piece. And I've got to rearrange all these pieces of my life. How do I do it? I have kids, I have a husband, I have a job. How do I rearrange all these pieces of my life? You start looking for answers, you start reading. You start reading books on metaphysics, you start reading books on religion, you start collecting crystals. You start collecting talismans. You do find that you have a connection to your angels. You have a connection to your guides. But if you're under stress, it's gone. You know that energy is flowing around you. You're becoming more aware of this fact that you're an empath and you can feel these energies and that these energies are having an impact on you. And you feel like you're on the edge of a breakthrough. So we're going to go through one more level, and then I'm going to have my delightful husband over here, Scott, is going to put on a meditation, and we're going to go meet one of your angels or guides. Because just sitting here listening to me talk, that can get boring. So I'd like to let you guys have a chance to go meet somebody, and then hopefully some of you will be willing to share. So stage 4 is where you really start getting some breakthroughs. You might decide that you are valuable enough that it's worth hiring a mentor, somebody to help you navigate these waters. And you know what? You are valuable enough. You're worth investing in. You find a few teachers, whether they're people you pay or people that are just willing to guide you. Your true self starts to emerge, and at times, your ego steps into a back seat, and you can feel your divine self taking over. It feels so good. You glimpse enlightenment, your old patterns start to dissolve. You have feelings of connection and hope, joy, and awe, sometimes. Your angels and guides are on call pretty much on the regular, except under stress. Trust is still really tough. And you still go down the, is it real or is it my imagination? You know, we are taught that humans are not telepathic. We're taught that from the time we're little. Your angels and guides don't come out and talk to you with a physical voice. They can only speak to you telepathically. We're told this is your imagination, you can't trust it, it's not real. You're crazy. But the only way they have to communicate with you is telepathically. So you need to learn to accept and to trust a very different way of communicating that feels like your imagination. So humans, as I say, are not likely to believe in telepathic communication, and that is how your angels and guides will communicate with you. Are you ready to go meet an angel and or a guide? This meditation that we're about to do is available on my YouTube channel. So if you enjoy it, I invite you to go and do it again whenever you so please. Did anybody, I noticed nobody got up and left, so I take that as a really good sign. And I even had one person who came in almost in the middle of it, and he even stayed, so thank you. Did anybody meet someone new? Did anybody run into an angel or a guide in their room? And if you did, would you be willing to share? You did?
I had an elderly, older woman, white, and then kind of an ethereal figure.
Okay. Did they communicate with you at all, or just show up? Okay, that's, at the beginning, the fact that they show up is really good. It lets you know that you've got them there for you. And sometimes an ethereal figure will be an angel, but sometimes it will also be a guide. The guess is the elderly woman is most likely one of your guides. Anybody else get anything that they'd want to share with the group? Or
I've had like a similar experience. I always have visions of impressions of faces.
Mm-hmm.
And so that really is just a bunch of people. I don't know if that's from the room, energy of the room, or my own.
Okay.
I know my dad came in, was he passed a couple years ago. And
yeah, your dad spends a lot of time with you. Yeah.
And this was a new one, face of a kitty cat, like an orange cat with a white stripe, which I have cats, but I don't have this kind of cat. So I don't know if that is a spirit guide, probably.
I feel that that is a shape changer. That is someone who is showing you that side.
Okay.
And I apologize for not asking. I took your sharing as permission to connect.
Yes.
So I did not get a heavy impression from you, so. It doesn't mean I couldn't, but it didn't just jump out at me. Yes.
It's interesting. I didn't see anything, but I felt something. I have Crohn's and was in a lot of pain. Through your meditation, something kept telling me, breathe deeply, go to your knees, go to your toes, bring it down, and there's this feeling that I forget. When I'm sick, I forget to do kind of hold your breath. But the meditation and something just kept saying, go deeper, and I feel some decrease in pain.
Excellent. One of the things that I work with people on is going into pain and following the pain. Because a lot of times when you follow the pain, it will take you to the lessons. And it also, when you can follow it, it will often take you past where it is, and that sounds weird, but it's a good way. It can be very tough to do because it can take you into an extreme level of pain, but it will take you out the other side. So, yes.
I could just share that I was fortunate to be able to reconnect with some family members that are no longer here with me, and just reminding me that I know the answers for the questions that I'm looking for, and just to continue to trust that. I've already been shown it, just to continue to move forward. That was nice.
I've got goosebumps, so they were very strongly there. Yes.
I felt my sister's presence that passed away 2 years ago.
You know that your sister likes to sit on your right side,
Okay.
and she spends a lot of time there.
Yeah, I felt her presence. I did.
She's often there. Yeah.
I just kept seeing like a young little girl, probably at like 5 or 6, and she just kept wanting me to like really engage with her. I don't have a passing or anything like that in my life.
This
but
is your inner child.
I thought so.
Yeah, this is your inner child, and it is really time for you to do some inner child work. I don't think I even have any on my table, but rhodochrosite would be an amazing crystal for you to work with. I'm not saying I don't have any. I don't have any here with me today. But that would be an amazing crystal for you to work with. That and rose quartz in combination are amazing for working with inner child. Yes. So I'm running way, I really have, you see me turning pages, but I have like not followed my script at all. I told myself that I was going to come in and feel my audience and pay more attention to you than to what was on my paper. So I promised you that one of the things I was going to teach you how to do, since so many of you, whether you knew what an empath was or not, do have empathic abilities and do get buffeted by the energetic feelings of others, that I would teach you to work a bit with some ways to help yourselves there. So I want to get to that before I go on with the last 4 pages of the second half of my script. You may have to come back and see me in September to get the second half of the levels of awakening. One of the best ways to create a buffer between yourself is to create a shield. And if you come to my table, I am going to recommend Libyan gold. And I'm going to tell you that Judy at the back there is wearing some. This is a crystal that is pretty much a psychic shield. You put it on in the morning, hold it between your hands, and say, what's mine is mine, what's theirs is theirs. What's mine is mine, what's theirs is theirs. What's mine is mine, what's theirs is theirs. I allow the energy of my angels and guides to come through. And then you put it on, and you pretty much wear it and forget it. And you don't need to put a whole lot of effort into it. When I was a school teacher in Compton, you did not get me near a classroom without a piece of this on me. However, I'm here to connect with you, so I am not wearing something to block my connection. That would not make it easy. I wouldn't know about her sister, or, it would be too difficult. So what I do is I create, they tell you to put a bubble, but bubbles are easily popped. Geometric figures are very strong, and I create a dodecahedron around myself every time my home is a fortress. It's an energetic fortress, and I live in a house with dragons and mermaids, and it's a fantastical creation, and all of you are invited to look up crystalenhancements.com, and you can get my phone number off my website. But if you want to come and look at crystals and work with me, it's where I work from. But if I go out of there, I don't go out without creating a dodecahedron shield. And remember, when you create a dodecahedron, it doesn't have to have even sides. I'm not even. I'm much taller than I am wide. Thank God. I remember a time when that wasn't so true. So I'm going to create a 10-sided figure that goes around me in a circle. And I like Herkimer diamond, shungite, and black tourmaline. Because Herkimer diamond acts almost like a mirror to push things away, reflect. Shungite draws all this light into my aura. Both of those dispel EMFs. So they help with all that electromagnetic frequency. And then black tourmaline is just your overall protector. It stands guard. So I will create Herkimer diamond first, and I just visualize the dodecahedron around my body of Herkimer diamond, and then shungite, and then black tourmaline. And I want each of you to do the same thing. Now, if you were my client and I were teaching you to do this, after we worked together, I would throw an energetic bomb at you. Okay, so that you could feel how that then veers to the side. I haven't worked with you closely enough. I don't know your abilities to control and to create this. It would not be fair for me to pick someone randomly out of this audience and throw a bomb at them. There are a few of you that I feel have a better ability to work with the energies and to do this. But it still wouldn't be right for me to do this at this point. You gave me your phone, but it turned itself off, so I'm still not sure how I am time-wise. Oh, 5 minutes? Okay. I have 5 minutes left. I'm going to have, well, I really do want to go real quick into some of the crystals that are great for connection, and then we're going to raffle off. So if you have not turned in your raffle ticket yet, get back to Judy, because this beautiful selenite heart is going home with one of you. So, in general, crystals for connection are crown and third eye chakra crystals. Clear quartz, selenite, amethyst, celestite, howlite, lepidolite, lapis. For most people, my son, he connects through his third eye in his crown. But some of us don't connect through our third eye in our crown. I connect, and I forgot my crown today. I connect through my heart. My crown is euladite and moonstone because I connect through my heart, backed up by my solar plexus. So if your connection is not through your third eye, it is always going to do the seeing, but it may not be where you actually connect from. Come on by the booth. We will help you to identify, and it depends on where you are in your journey. You may not actually have it solidified yet. But if you connect through a different place, we can help you identify where you are connecting through. Judy, you want to go ahead and pull, oh, Raphael, you want to pull, no, you pull. Go through them, pull it, and we will give it away, and I'll call it done. Melissa, I. H-A-I-G-H. You got it. So, thank you so much for being here. And thank everybody for coming. It was delightful, and I loved having you here, and I hope to see you over at the booth.